Well, ladies and gentlemen, sometimes you need to measure your victories, not in just the battles you win, but the salt that flows from your enemies, right? It's just absolutely insane what is happening online right now. If you go on Twitter and you look at the public discourse that's happening over Stellar Blade, you're going to realize it's pretty split. I would admit that it's pretty split. Some people are taking this as a massive win. Some people are taking this as a small win. Some people are saying it's not a win at all. And some people, if you are Kotaku, Forbes, and IGN, are absolutely melting down over the fact that gamers got anything for a second time in a row. We have an article here from Phantom Pulse with a headline that reads Kotaku, Forbes, and IGN are salty over Stellar Blade win for gamers. Now, again, ladies and gentlemen, I want to make it very clear exactly what we are dealing with when it comes to the mainstream gaming industry. And you know what? It's not just these outlets like Kotaku, IGN, etc., right? It's not just them. It's also the mainstream shills that are on YouTube. Shout out to Mighty Cuck, right? The mainstream shills, what they do is that they are so desperate to maintain their industry access. They're so desperate to be the good old boy, right? They're desperate to be the one who is going to listen to what Big Daddy Corpo always says. They're so fucking desperate that they get angry over the fact where people who stand up for themselves actually get what they want, not once, but twice. And then that just makes them melt down even more to the point where now we're reading this article. So let's get into this article, guys, from Phantom Pulse. But of course, before we do, if you are new here, just consider hitting that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it, and like the video to push us out into the YouTube algorithm. It says, imagine gaming journalists being upset about a game developer actually giving gamers what they asked for. Hold on, full stop. Hold on. 100%. Like, I really don't know what else to say other than that. Like, imagine just being so angry that a consumer got what a consumer wanted. You know what I mean? Like, you are such a mainstream shill that you actually are inherently anti-consumer, which is hilarious to me. Think about that. It's the funniest fucking thing. You are angry that consumers actually got what they wanted, that consumers stood up against a corporation and got what they wanted, and you're over here melting down over that because Big Daddy Corpo had to give the gamer what they wanted. It's insane because you are the ones who are weak. You are the ones who are bend over for anything. You are the ones who don't fight for shit. You are the ones who absolutely know that you got Big Daddy Corpo's balls all up on your forehead, and you're out here mad that gamers got what they wanted by standing up against Big Daddy Corpo for just a little under a month. You know what I'm saying? Then it says this is exactly what happened this week when Mark Kern's petition to free Stellar Blade from censorship that went viral achieved success in a massive win for gamers. Stellar Blade's Eve costumes were uncensored in the latest patches, which just about had Kotaku and Forbes gaming journalist Ethan Gack and Paul Tassi in tears. Yeah, Paul Tassi's a fucking cuck, man. I don't know so much about Ethan Gack, but Paul Tassi is an absolute bitch. The censorship controversy started when a patch for Stellar Blade was released immediately after the launch of the game, censoring several of Eve's outfits and removed wall graffiti that read hard R. Mark Kern took on the cause for gamers against the apparent intervention and insistence by Sony to censor Stellar Blade's Eve's costumes. Now, we already know the history, okay? Not going to go too much into the history. Let's go into what's actually going on with the writers. It says Forbes writer Paul Tassi penned his lament in his Forbes article titled Stellar Blade Patch, Boss Rush Mode, and Uncensored Outfits, writing that the bad part of this is that the culture war folks here have been rewarded for their frankly ridiculous campaign lambasting this game, the developers, Sony, everyone for the original outfit changes as some sort of conspiracy which did not exist. If it didn't exist, they wouldn't have added these outfits, ladies and gentlemen. Let's just be very clear, because this motherfucker will never be ever actually truthful with you. They saw the discussions that are happening online. This is the thing, right? You have people out here disingenuously trying to say, well, Grums didn't send out the petition yet, so they didn't do this for Grums. They didn't do this for the petition. They didn't do this for the anger of the fans. They just always planned to do this. That's just what they were to do. And now the funny thing is that that's not true, right? Because we know for a fact that Shift Up has been following the social discourse that is happening on X over this game. They've been following it for weeks now. The head developer over there, he actually said that he is going to be having discussions with Sony over the next coming weeks, which was like 3 or 4 weeks ago, and that they were going to be discussing the outfits and what to do and whatnot, right? So you can't say that just because he didn't receive the petition that they don't know what's going on, right? That they don't know that there's backlash with the game. Obviously, they know. Obviously, they have referenced it. Obviously, in interviews, they have spoken about it. And he is trying to stand by his mantra because he has to. He has to stand by the mantra of, well, we always intended these outfits to be the final design, right? So what did they do? They ended up adding outfits that are uncensored. They added outfits, right? They look like basically what was supposed to be in the game originally. They added those outfits in and essentially gave the fans what they wanted without technically taking out the censorship and sticking by their initial claim of, well, it was always meant to be, right? So someone like Paul Tassi is not going to tell you that. He's just going to be mad because he got absolutely fucking destroyed by us supposed culture war warriors, right? He got destroyed not just once, but twice, because I guarantee you Mr. Paul Tassi was the one that was celebrating, or I should say, celebrating the fact that the PSN requirement was a thing in Helldivers, right? I'm sure he was one of those people that was like, oh, just sign up. It only takes 5 minutes. Big Daddy Corpo just needs your help. They need your data. Yeah, he was probably one of those fucking cucks who was doing that shit. Then you got Kotaku's Ethan Gack, were equally salty about a win for gamers. In his article for Kotaku titled Free Stellar Blade Movement Can't Decide If New Outfits Are Sexy Enough, he attempted to deride Mark Kern and the whole Free Stellar Blade movement, saying proponents of the Free Stellar Blade petition are calling this a massive victory and preparing to pack up their bags before moving to a new front line in the gaming culture wars. Please sign the petition, which will not be sent as a gift to Shift Up, tweeted 56-year-old Mark Kern. So many have helped to make this possible. Everyone works so hard. I don't understand why people are constantly referencing Mark Kern's age, right? Like, I don't understand why that is important. Are you trying to say that there is an age that is too old for gaming? Because I thought the entire argument was that gaming was for everyone, right? When people like Matt Walsh or something try to say that, oh, adults shouldn't be playing video games, these fucking people like Ethan Gack, they'll be the first ones to be like, well, no, that's not true. Adults can play video games. You just are crazy conservative, right? But then all of a sudden, when there is an adult who is older than them, apparently fighting for an opposite cause from them, now you got to constantly reference his age as if it's a bad thing. Like, if he's too old to have an opinion on video games. He's the one that should have the opinion on video games. He's been in the industry. He's been in high positions. He absolutely knows and has been a part of many different avenues in mainstream gaming. So if anyone's going to have an opinion, it would probably be him. But of course, they're going to try to disingenuously represent it. IGN's Wesley Yin Poole was less invective, but still attempted to downplay the original censoring by Sony. These are effectively the more revealing versions of the bunny and cybernetic bondage suits that some claim were censored in the release of the game. Shift Up CEO Kim Hung Tae, however, recently said the changes in the outfits were intentional and a design choice rather than a censorship one. Again, if that was the case, why are you now releasing the uncensored ones? You catch my drift? You know what I mean? Like, it's obviously bullshit. Listen, I get it. Kim Tong Hae has to absolutely lie for Sony. We know that, right? Contractually speaking, he can't come out here and be like, yep, Sony told us to censor it, so we did, right? So what are they going to do? This is their middle ground. This is their way of kind of waving the white flag and saying, hey, here are the original uncensored outfits. They are technically separate outfits from the censored ones that are still in the game, but essentially we are uncensoring the game without actually uncensoring it, if you catch my drift. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you did enjoy it. If you did, consider leaving me a subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to like the video, comment, let me know what you thought, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Hypnotic out.